All right, so can I start? Yep, you guys have had 3 minutes to figure it out. Okay, all right, so functions is this chapter. This chapter doesn't, or this unit doesn't take us long. I'm not going to say chapter because there's some stuff from chapter 1, there's some stuff from chapter 4, there's some stuff from chapter 9. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of different stuff. Okay, but basically what it is it's going to be a lot of graphing. Okay, so we've got to go through that. So today we're going to review. So yesterday we reviewed how to plot points and lines and all that good stuff, right? Okay, today is going to be using tables, equations, and graphs to describe relationships. Okay, basically what we're going to be doing is writing an equation for our situation and then going through and talking about some of the patterns that it creates. Okay, nothing super major, but I know it's something that we struggle with a little bit. All right, so it says Melody works in an appliance store. She earns $140 per week plus $50 for each appliance she sells. Okay, so we need to write ourselves an equation. Okay, so it says the amount of money Melody earns in a week depends on what? What's it depend on? Good. Okay, so it depends on how many appliances she sells. Okay, so let's look at what our equation might look like. How much does she make per week no matter what? She makes $140. That's what her paycheck's going to be, even if she doesn't sell any of them. Okay, plus what? $50 for every appliance she sells. Do we know how many appliances she sells? Nope, so 150x. Yep. So her pay would be 140 plus 50x. So if she sells one appliance, how much money is she going to make? 190. Yep, she's making her $140 plus an extra $50 for that appliance that she sells. Okay, if she sells two what? Okay, yeah. Okay, because she still gets her $140. If she sells 2 appliances, how much extra does she make? No, I'm still on 2. If she sells 2 appliances, how much is her commission check going to be? Okay, so like people at the Buckle and people at Shields and stuff like that, they work on commission. Okay, so when I say how much commission is she making, that's based off of how much stuff they sell on top of what they regularly get paid. Okay, so if she sells 3 appliances, how much commission is she making? No, how much commission is she making? $150, yep, in commission, plus her 140 brings us to 290, yep. Okay, that's not what I'm asking, Dylan. Okay, listen to the question. Okay, so if I sell 4 appliances, how much commission am I making? $200 plus my 140 is $340. Okay, if I sell 5 appliances, $250 plus my 140 gives me $390. Now, when they put X, that's where they want our expression. Our 140 plus 50x. Okay, would it be wrong if you put 50x plus 140? No, same thing. Okay, a little different when you're using subtraction. Okay, but with addition, you can do it that way. Okay, so, we already did this. So write an expression in terms of the number of appliances sold. So that's 140 plus 50x. We already did that. Okay, then it says write an equation in two variables. Okay, that just means they want this to equal something. So we're going to put y equals 140 plus 50x. So what they mean by two variables is you have an x and a y. So you've got two letters in your equation. Okay, not so horrible. Okay, it says how much will Melody earn if she sells 50 appliances in 1 week? No, not 50 appliances, 10 appliances in 1 week. Okay, so if she sells 10 appliances, what's her commission? $500 plus you got to add on her weekly salary, so $640. Make sure we're talking money, so make sure you label it with some dollar signs. Okay, then it asks the questions, how many appliances does she have to sell to make $540 in 1 week? Okay, that's where we're going to plug that number in for y. So we want 540 to equal 50x plus 140. So in order to solve this, what would I do? Minus 140. So what do I get here? So 400 equals 50x. Then what do I have to do? Dylan, why aren't you writing this down? I don't understand. What? Divide by 50. So x equals 8 what? 8 appliances we're talking about. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, what am I looking for? And in this case, I'm looking for how many appliances. Okay, all right. So now it says we're renting a van for 1 day. So it says complete the missing values. The charge per mile is 50 cents. And we don't know what they're charging for a service charge. Okay? So we've got number of miles. If we went 10 miles, they charge $40. If we went 20 miles, they charge $45. Okay, what am I missing there for 30? $50. So we're missing 50 in there. Okay, do we know how much would be charged for 80? Well, 65 would be, or 60 would be, 70 would be, 75, 75 would be, 80. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? Because they've got 100 is 85. So 40 is 55. Oh, because they're going up by tens. Ah, so 70 would be what? Okay, so 60 is 65. 70 would be 75. That doesn't make sense. Does my table not make sense? Well, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, because these are going up by 5. So 50 would be 60, right? 70 would be 70. 80 would be 75. Yeah, so 80 would be 75. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out what the service charge is. Okay, if they're charging 50 cents per mile, Okay, and I go 10 miles. How much is that? No, think about it. 50 cents, 10 miles. That's $5. And so how much did they add on for a service charge here? $35. Well, let's see if it continues that way. Okay, 50 cents times 20. Come on, you guys have to participate in this. Don't just sit and stare at me. $10. Because okay, so some of us are confused where we're getting this. It says that charge per mile is 50 cents. Okay, so 50 cents times 20 miles gives us $10. How much did they add on for a service charge? 35? No, 35. Because 10 plus 35 gives us 45, right? Okay, some of you are still looking at me like you're confused. Okay, well, 50 cents per mile is what they're charging. We're trying to figure out what the service charge is. Okay, so 50 cents times 20 miles gives us what? You gotta multiply it out. How many miles are we going? Stop. 10. So $10 is what it charged if they're just doing mileage. But they charged them $45. So what was the service charge that they charged? 35 was the difference. Okay? So if we're going 30, so 50 cents times 30 is what? $15. And they added what? 35. So, what is my equation? 50 cents times X plus, how much did they charge each time? $35. So it'd be 50 cents X plus 35. So if I've got $100, we got to figure out how many miles we can go with a $100 bill. So that's where we go 100 equals, and what's my expression? 50 cents X plus 35. So what do I have to do? Subtract 35. What do I get here? 65 equals 50 cents X. Divide by 50 cents. How far can we go? Hmm? 130? 65 divided by 50 cents, which is 0.50, right? If you're putting it as in a cents. So 130 what? Miles. Yep, not dollars. We can go 130 miles. That'll get us to further than Jamestown. That'll get us to past Alexandria. What's past Alexandria? I don't think it gets us quite to St. Cloud, though. Get us a long ways in a taxi cab, though, for $100. Okay, so how are we going to go about graphing this? Okay, what do you want to put along the bottom? What did our table go up by? Tens, yep. So let's go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, what is our bottom standing for? Our miles or our dollars? What? Miles. Okay, so let's label it miles. And what do you want to do going up? Right, it's going to be dollars. So we can label that dollars. What do you want your scale to be going up? Fives? I don't know. Yeah, because it starts basically at like $35, right? So let's go up by tens there too. So 10, 20, 30. Okay, so if I drive 0 miles, when I get into that taxi cab and he turns on his meter, how much is he charging us? Even if we only go a block. No, how much is he charging us? Nope, even if I don't go a mile, even if I go across the street, how much is he charging us? $35. No matter what, that's his service charge. No matter how far you go, he's charging us $35. So even if you go 0 miles, if you get into that taxi cab and he turns on his meter, you're going to owe him $35. I know. Taxis are expensive. Okay, so then let's talk about 10 miles. When he went 10 miles, he charged us 40. So 10, 40, 20, and 45. Make sure you're on the right lines. I'm getting confused. 30 and 50, 40 and 55, 50 and 60, right? Okay, and once you get to there, can I drive a half a mile? Yeah, definitely. I drive, well, I don't know how, I've never actually done. So, should I connect these dots? Yes. And the reason why I can connect these dots is because I can drive parts of a mile. Okay, now, if we were graphing populations, would I draw my line? No, because can I have a half a person? No. Okay, so that's why we wouldn't draw our line. Okay, and what I did, I just took your guys' table from up here and I graphed it. Okay, so I can't even, so what does this make? It makes a what? A line, yeah. So what do you notice about the graph? It is, now here's the deal, anytime we're talking about a line, we say linear. Okay, it is linear. Okay, and tomorrow we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different types of graphs, and you're actually going to go out and find different graphs. Linear graphs, exponential graphs, cubic graphs, absolute value graphs. Okay, it's going to be fun. I actually like it. Okay, but in this case it's linear, it makes a line. Okay, alright. Next one, if you do not have your calculator, go get it, please. Okay, so that you're not just sitting there doing nothing instead of when you're supposed to be punching in numbers, you can do that. All right, it says that Carla's checking account has a service charge of $5 per month. I think she needs a new checking account, but whatever. She is also charged 15 cents for each check she writes. What kind of checking account does she have? Holy buckets. That's awful. Okay, so we're going to complete the chart to show the amount, the service charge she might pay each month in her account. Okay, so they did the first two. 15 cents for each check she writes, plus her $5 service charge. Brought her to $5.75. Okay, so let's go down here. She writes 15 checks. Okay, I think I write like 1 check a month. Okay, but so we have to go 15 cents times 15 checks. So in your calculator, you're punching 0.15 times 15. And so $2.25 just for writing checks. plus she's got a $5 service charge. So she's being charged $7.25 just for using her checking account. Okay, so the next one, what number are we plugging in? 15 cents times 20 checks for just writing checks. 15 cents times 20 checks. How much? $3. Plus my $5 service fee brings me to $8. Okay, and then we got to do 25. 15 cents times 25 checks. It's $3.75 plus my $5. $8.75. So now they want it in terms of x. There you go. 0.15x plus my $5. There's my expression. What's my equation going to look like? There you go. Good. Y equals 0.15x plus 5. Oh, I don't have anything else under there. All right. So, what do you think this graph is going to look like? Think it's going to be another line? No? Well, we'll see. What should go along the bottom? Maybe go up by, think we should go up by 5s? It seems like a lot. Because we only went from $5.75 to $8.75. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. On the bottom, let's go up by 5s. You're right. That was my fault. 5, 10, 15, 20. And what are we measuring on the bottom? What's it stand for? And what's my y-axis stand for? Yeah, amount paid or amount, yeah. And what did you say you're going to go up the sides with? 1s? Okay. All right, so 5 checks cost us what? I don't have the table in front of me. You guys do. $5.75. $10 cost us $6.50. 15 was 7 what? 25. 20 was $8. Did we do 25? 8 what? $8.75. All right. Now, here's the deal. Can I write half a check? So should I connect my dots? No. Okay, good. The reason why I don't connect these dots is because writing a half of a check isn't an option. Okay, so, but if I were to connect these, what would this look like? It would be, yep, this would be linear also. All right, so it says Carla's got a friend that has a checking account at another bank. Carla's friend tells her that she's only charged 10 cents per check, but she's got a $6 service fee. So if Carla averages 28 checks per month, would it be cheaper for her to change banks? Well, let's check it out. Okay? How much is this one charging per check? 10 cents. So 10 cents times how many checks? 28 checks gives her what? 280 plus that $6 service charge gives her 880 is how much that would cost her. At her bank, how much is she being charged per check? 15 cents. So 15 cents times how many checks is she writing on average? 28 is how much? Well, yep, but first, how much is this? How much? 420? Holy. Plus that $5 service charge gives her $9.20. So would it be cheaper for her to change banks? Oh yeah, it would. Yes. Yeah. 0.15. 28. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it does. Okay, so yeah, but what else should she consider? I don't know, are there ATM fees? What kind of interest rate is she getting? All that kind of stuff when you're choosing a bank. All right, okay, are you ready to try some of these? Yay!